I don't know why that made me laugh. Hello, everybody. It is season 3, episode 2 of Gigs and Ghosts. And this week's guest, we have him himself, the man himself, Bigfoot Rob, Sasquatch Bob. Good day, Sasquatch Bob.
Hello, sir. Hello. It's very nice to be here.
It's good to be here with you, man.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
It's been a long time since I last saw you.
19 hours or something like that? Yeah. It's a long time. I can barely remember what you look like, to be honest.
Like this.
Yeah. Handsome.
Thank you. Yes, Bob was lucky enough to come and attend a Mr. Shiraz gig last night where we were supporting. No, well, I said supporting. We were playing with the Rosillos. They were supporting. They were supporting us
afterwards. Yeah.
So, Bob, I don't know if the Rosillos watch this, but just in case, what did you think of their set?
I thought it was interesting. I mean, it's like, how have they not got it right yet after being together for nearly 50 years? It's just amateur hour.
But good merch.
Phenomenal. Those wraparound shades.
I got
awesome.
Up there,
Yeah. They were so cool.
My brother Carl, he's a massive sci-fi nerd, so I gave him.
Oh, nice.
They were uncomfortable.
But they looked super cool.
They look cool.
Yeah, comfort's secondary. Yeah, as long as you're looking cool, who gives a fuck how comfortable they are? Yeah.
But anyway, let's not talk about the Rosillos anymore. With that part of our life.
So do we need to review the Mr. Shiraz gig now? Is that how
Oh, yeah, how were they?
Yeah, the band were great. I mean, the singer, I don't know if he's new to it, I don't know. But, yeah, he looked good.
Thank you all for tuning in to Gigs and Ghosts, and that's a wrap.
Well, all done. Right, can I go now?
Yeah, let's go.
Awesome. Yeah, no problem.
You do that thing where he goes,
no. This is my podcast, man.
Yeah, I can hand it around it.
Only 18 times per song.
Wait, I did a count on this once. It's not actually as many as people think. I think in a whole set it's 13.
Okay.
So there you go.
I did like the howl. The howl was good. Yeah, the howl was good.
I'm a wolf, baby. So, Bob, you've been in one or two bands over the years. Before we start going into the history of Bob and music and the present of Bob and music and the future of Bob and music, let's run a list. Can you, right now, for me, from the start, name every band you've been in and what sort of band they were?
Fuck, man.
And go.
The simple answer is no.
Right.
I do, bizarrely, I do actually have a list at home. I've tried to remember every band I've ever played with, even just like one-off gigs, and I think there's something like 40 on the list or something.
Whoa.
But no, the key ones, like the very first band I was ever in, I'm not even sure we were technically a band, but we were called Condo Vend, named after the Johnny Machine in Bradford Interchange. Which was good. And then Aqua Sausage. And then strong name, yeah. The first song I ever wrote was called Everybody Do the Aqua Sausage, and it even had a little dance move, but I can't remember it, and I'm not going to do it, so fuck you.
Well, do you remember how it went?
It was mostly an instrumental, apart from the chorus was Everybody Do the Aqua Sausage several times, and that was pretty much it, I think.
That sounds pretty damn good, to be honest.
There is video evidence of it somewhere. I'll see if I can dig it out. Yeah.
I like songs like that. Like, yeah. We wrote one on holiday a few years ago about barracudas, which I had a dance routine. It was going, barracuda, please no, eat my shoes.
Strong lyric.
I'm a lyricist.
Yeah. I could tell. It shows.
But okay, let's go currently. Currently, the bands you're in.
Godthrymm. Yeah.
I've said it right.
Yep.
Who have been doing great stuff.
Yeah, it's going really, really well.
So how would you describe Godthrymm?
I believe, I'm really terrible at pigeonholing bands, but I believe the technical genre, subgenre, whatever that people use is epic doom.
Epic doom.
Yeah, epic doom.
Yeah,
it's big riffs, big melodies, harmonies. Band. Yeah, very much so. Yeah. I mean, the other guys in the band, Hamish, who, he's got real pedigree, been in Solstice, My Dying Bride, Valenfire. He's a big deal on the epic doom scene.
Doom scene.
Yeah, the doom scene. Yeah, and Sean, the drummer, as well. also in My Dying Bride, and he was in Anathema as well.
Oh, really?
So again, real pedigree there.
Yeah. Super group, some would say.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean the new albums have been out a little while now.
August.
Yeah, it's been doing lots of good shit.
Yeah, the reviews have been phenomenal because we're super proud of it, and it sounds awesome because Andy Hawkins produced it.
Andy Hawkins,
and that boy knows his shit.
A former guest on this show.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
This was a great one.
Yeah.
2.5 hours we talked for.
Wow.
Just over actually, and
he's got some stuff to say.
Man,
he's such a cool guy.
So cool, so interesting. Some great ghost stories. Sorry.
I made like 10 cups of tea.
He loves drinking tea.
Yeah, in that massive mug that he has as well,
the Sports Direct one. But weirdly, sir, you worked with Andy Hawkins. I have. We've had Nosebleed on here, also Andy Hawkins.
Yeah.
Random Hand, also Andy Hawkins.
Andy Hawkins, yeah.
He just gets around, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Slag.
But he's so good. I mean, it's no wonder he's in demand. I mean, But yeah, the reviews for the album have been just insane. We're super proud of it. Like I say, it sounds great. We've put a lot of time and effort into the album. But it's like all the reviews, because we're getting all the feedback about the reviews that we're getting. And like every review is 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, album of the month, top 5 albums of the year, and all this kind of stuff from like all over the world, apart from Germany. Like the only
they hate Epic Doom in Germany.
Apparently so. The only, I mean, I think the lowest review we've had's like 6.5 out of 10 or something.
Is that in Germany?
In Germany, yeah. But like, if you look at all the reviews that we've got, there's like this chunk at the bottom that are all like 6.5 to like 7.5, which is still not bad. Nobody's slating it, but they're all German.
you just find a couple of words in there that are good words and take them out and then
use them for your press kit and stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Ooh. Our producer Callum fixing his bar.
Yeah.
So yes, what you got? You've been doing a lot of gigs. You did a big one at the Brunel a few weeks ago.
Yeah, the album launch, that was awesome. I mean, the Brunel's such a cool venue as well. And Andy did sound for us as well, so it sounded awesome.
Wicked. Yeah. Like I saw when you played the Huddersfield one, which was packed.
Yeah.
So it's really good. Have you got any tours in the lineup?
Working on it at the moment. Playing in Halifax in 4 weeks at the new Greyston Unity, which I've not been in yet, but I've been told it's really small. So that could be fun.
That is, man. Yeah, get it all sweaty in there.
Yeah. Sean with his big double bass kit, 2 floor toms and all that. There won't be room for any fucker else. That'll be it. But yeah, so we've got that. And then a couple of other bits and pieces. But yeah, we're just looking at getting as many gigs as we can for next year, getting back into Europe.
Wicked.
That sort of stuff.
Including Germany.
Well, probably not. It depends. If people offer us gigs, we'll go play them.
Yeah,
I personally, I want to get on festivals and stuff. That's my thing.
Yeah.
I like playing festivals. So.
It's outside, isn't it? You can drink.
You can drink inside as
Yeah,
well.
but there's something better about outside.
Well, yeah.
And if it's a festival, mystery drugs.
I'm saying nothing on that one.
Yeah, but also that's not your only band that you're active with at the moment. You've got your tribute band Ozzbest.
Yeah, the Aussie tribute band. Been doing that on and off for 16 years, I think.
Yep.
I had a couple of years off. Well, I had the rehearsal rooms in the studio, and also because I had a fallout with the singer, mainly my fault, if I'm honest. But
that's very big of you. I would never admit that.
Can we edit that bit out? Edit that bit because it was all Phil's fault, entirely Phil's fault. Just
Phil
get that
the
into them.
bastard.
Phil, no, it was mostly my fault, if I'm honest. But I mean, Ozzbest's been going forever. I mean, they've been going like 25 years or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Longer than Ozzy Osbourne himself.
Pretty much, not far off. Yeah.
Before we go on with that, do you want to hear a very interesting Ozzy Osbourne fact?
Yes.
Do you know Ozzy Osbourne in Australia is just called Osbourne?
Nice.
Thank you.
I like that. Yeah. And he was born in Oz.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm not hungover. That's why I'm on my 5% wine, baby. It's very sweet. Just like me. So yeah, like I've seen Ozzbest a couple of times now. Always a good fun night. What I like about Ozzbest is you're not one of those ones who just goes for deep cuts. You play all the fucking hits.
Oh, it's greatest hits from start to finish.
Because I was like, I like Black Sabbath a lot. I like Ozzy Osbourne, but there's a lot of it where I'm just like, I'm bored. But the ones I want to hear are all there. And it's like, and how the set list is set out, it's like there's no lull. I think we talked about this, didn't we?
It's intentional, and because the band's been going so long, we've had a long time to get it right. I mean, we have thrown in all sorts of weird deep cuts in the past.
Yeah,
they always die on their ass, but we do them for our entertainment. Do you know what I mean? When you're playing, when you've got so limited, that's one of the downsides of playing in a tribute band is you're so limited in terms of material that you can't just write new songs and throw them in the set. You've got that artist's body of work, and that's it. And so we've tried mixing it up a bit, playing songs we like over the years, but nobody else cares. They just want greatest hits.
Oh, completely.
And luckily, Ozzy and Sabbath have got some fucking belting greatest hits.
What's your favourite?
Oh, to play Fairies Wear Boots. Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't fuck with the fairies. We've established that already.
Yeah. As you listen to the last episode, you'll know Philly gave us a warning about fairies. You do not fuck with fairies.
Because they wear boots.
Yeah. And like that's all I can think about at the moment. Yeah. It's like fairies that's been playing on my mind all week. Going, I think they probably are real. You know, there are fairy thoughts.
And Crazy Train.
It's a beauty.
It's just a stomper. It's just ace. You could play it like with my eyes shut, back to front and upside down. Been playing it that many years, so I can just
prove it.
Okay, I will. Play on a ukulele. Yeah. But yeah, so I can just kind of get my head down and just rock out and enjoy that one. It's such a solid tune. That riff's fucking killer.
Yeah. And also, you're currently in Handsome Liars.
Handsome Liars,
with my drummer Ian.
Yes,
and
your drummer. You own him.
Big time.
Yeah. You need to keep him on a tighter leash.
Yeah. Handsome Ian.
Handsome and talented, I think you'll find. Yeah.
Although he's been to see Blink-182 the other week, and now he's got into this thing where he's over drumming.
Well,
he started at practice last week, and I was like, kind of look at him going, I hope he forgets that he went to this gig.
I noticed he was throwing a lot of stuff in last night.
Yeah.
He were proper going for it. And I could see he kept looking at Tori as well after he'd done some big fast roll fill, whatever. Yeah. He were looking at Tori going,
Yeah. So, Mr. Shrasley, the new drummer. I'm not having that Travis Barker shit. But so, and also Reverend Blue Jeans himself, Davy Clegg.
Local legend.
Wonderful, wonderful man.
Absolutely.
How would you describe Reverend Blue Jeans? No, not Reverend Blue Jeans, Handsome Liars.
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean,
Cowboy speed punk.
David describes it as cowpunk. Yeah. And I guess that kind of fits.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I said before, I'm terrible at kind of pigeonholing bands and genres and all this black and speed death, whatever. I don't know. It's all heavy metal.
That's cowboy speed punk if ever I heard it. You know?
I'll go with that.
What else could it be? I mean, Davey's just one of the funniest men in the world anyway. But when you're playing with Handsome Liars, you all look to be having just so much fun.
It's fun. That's it. It is just a blast.
All, crack up on stage, which is one of my favourite things in a band, is to watch a band.
And I have kind of decided now as well, part of my role in the band, I'm the bass player, I do backing shouting, I won't call it backing singing, backing shouting, but my third role in the band is trying to make Davey laugh while he's singing.
I know,
just to try and put him off, and I'm throwing myself into it with real passion. Yeah.
And long may it continue.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, that is top fun. I really enjoy it.
The new Handsome Liars EP just dropped. What's that called? The new record, Handsome Liars.
Hardlines.
That's it. Are you looking at me like, the fuck are you on about? Who's Handsome Liars?
Don't ask me these difficult questions.
Davey, if you all listen to this, Bob doesn't know about your records.
What do you know? Because the set list, because Davey writes everything. Like me and Ian literally just play along with what Davey's written.
Yes, you're a drummer and a bassist.
Yeah. We don't contribute anything.
Well, drummers and bassists shouldn't. You're there to keep the pace and not over drum.
So he writes all this stuff and we play along with it. But then because he's creating all this stuff, and a lot of it's just almost like a stream of consciousness, he'll come up with 10 riffs and go, right, I've got a new song. It's all these 10 riffs in a row. I was like, fuck, so we have to live. But then, because it just becomes this massive melting pot, so I look at the set list in front of me again and kind of go, I've forgotten which one that is.
Right.
So it's like the EP. I know it's one of the songs. I know that the title of the EP is the title of one of the songs.
That's good.
One? Hard Lines. I can
Hard
remember.
Lines.
Yeah. So I've had to try and remember little codes for myself to remember which one's which. And
Yeah.
stuff.
And who else you play with? Oh, you're in a band with Callum.
Mm.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes.
Somewhat.
Thomas the Tankian Engine. Callum.
Yes.
You can talk music now because you're in
Yeah.
this band.
Go.
Even though you're a non-believer. But it's a System of a Down tribute.
It is, yeah.
And who do you play?
I've got microphones on it. It's going to sound shit.
Don't care. I want to hear. Who do you play, Callum?
I say hello. I'm not normally used to this. I do the sing. This has gone terribly wrong. This has now gone insane.
Oh, have I broken shit? Oh,
Right, broken.
I've broken shit.
I'll let him know.
It's still recording.
Yeah.
Right.
Callum is.
I'll leave that there.
Callum is Serge Tankian.
So Tank AI and some AI. No.
And you know, there's a lot of songs on your set.
There's a lot of songs, and they're all really short and really fast.
That's always a bonus.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, also a very fun one. Are you in any other bands at the moment?
Well, if you ever do any more gigs, I'll play bass with Malt Loaf again.
Malt Loaf was a lot of. I'd love to do Malt Loaf again.
Yeah.
I would. It's such a
Pinning
chore.
everybody down because there's so many people in the band who are all insanely busy.
Yeah, it's really annoying because it's a pleasure to do. I love those songs, but it's also terrifying because
It's a lot to remember.
It's a fucking musical, man.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a musical. And, you know, when it's like songs where it's just a piano and a vocal, it's like there's no tide behind there.
No,
Yeah.
it's you front and center.
Yeah.
Exposed. Yeah.
Shit, but yeah, I'd love to, hopefully we can do that again. And
That
just-
would be awesome.
yeah.
I did try and put a little project together a few months ago because my first love is and always has been like old school heavy metal, Saxon, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, that kind of stuff.
No.
Yeah. I know it's a stretch believing it, but you know.
Yeah.
But but in all the bands I've been in over the years, I've never really been in a band playing that sort of music.
Right.
So I decided, I think alcohol might have been involved, but I decided I wanted to basically put together a twin guitar heavy metal band and just bang out a bunch of classic metal covers. Again, like I say, Priest, Accept, Judas Priest, Motorhead, UFO, all these kind of bands. And well, I put a lineup together.
And you're not on it.
It were Sam,
Yep.
and Paul Evans, the guitarist from Ozzbest.
Yep.
And they were going to be my Scott Gorham and
Of course, Sam is basically Scott Gorham now in Black Star Riders.
and John Sykes. They were going to be my John
John
Sykes,
Sykes?
and Scott Gorham.
Oh.
Because Paul's really into
I thought you gotta get John Sykes in the band.
Paul's really into John Sykes. He plays the Black Les Paul. He's got the hair. He's got the look. He's got the stance and all that kind of stuff. And he's a big John Sykes fan. So having them two, I thought that'd be like thunder and lightning here with Thin Lizzy. That'd be amazing. Ben Carter had agreed to form a guest.
Former guest, Ben Carter of Evil fame.
So he'd agreed to do it. And Rob Rideout, I asked him if he'd do the vocal part. And
From
we kind of
Universe,
arranged.
Great Showman.
What a band!
Yeah.
Take him.
And everybody had said yes, and we'd had a bit of a group chat, we'd sorted out a few songs to do, but then I had some personal stuff, so I kind of shelved it to one side because I didn't really want to be taking anything else on at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But it's still
So
still up there.
That'd be a hell of a band.
Wouldn't it just?
So members of Godthrymm, members of Black Star Riders,
Yeah.
members of Evil,
Yeah.
and the singer from Universe.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
And Paul, who was an awesome guitarist as well.
And Paul, the awesome
Yeah.
guitarist. I mean, yeah, I'd book that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were hoping.
Yeah.
That was the plan.
You were talking about that at the Universe gig, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
'Cause it was-
talking about that now.
Yeah, because it was after the Universe, because Universe opened for Ozzbest when we
Yeah,
played
yeah,
when we
yeah.
played at the parish, and after I'd seen them play, because I'd been thinking about this and I'd already spoken to Paul and Sam and Ben,
Yep.
and I was like, after seeing Rob, I was like,
I said,
There
do
he
you
is.
want to do it?
I
Yeah.
said to you, get that
Get
singer.
man, get
that
that
singer.
man. So I had a word with him after the gig, and he was up for it. And like I said, we had a bit of a group chat for a while, but I haven't followed it up.
Yeah,
because
on the back burner for now.
Yeah,
but in the
it's
future.
it's still I would still like to make that happen.
So, how old were you when you first got your start in music? When you first started playing live, playing in bands and shit?
I was a teen. I was thinking about this because I knew you were going to ask me that question.
Yeah,
I honestly can't remember. I was
Just
a
always been
teenager in the mid '80s. We actually started the first band, Condo Vend.
Yeah.
Named after the Johnny Machine in Bradford Interchange, just in case you'd forgotten that.
I have not forgotten that. It's still in the noggin.
We started off because there was me and my best mate at school, Tom Fisher, his younger brother Jimmy, and his best mate Dom. And Dom had one of those old organs in his house with the bossa nova rhythm button and stuff like that. Yeah. And James could play the piano, Jimmy could play the piano, and somebody had an acoustic guitar with 2 strings on. And
was it Ben Janet?
And we recorded it because we used to do like little radio plays. You know, you used to get those sound effects albums.
Yeah,
we used to go and get them out from Central Library in Bradford because you could. They had a record section. You could take out records like you could books. And we used to get the sound effects records, like the horror sound effects. We used to make radio plays. And we had this little tape record. And we went, let's make some music. And so we did this really shitty little cassette of songs. And they were like our versions of songs from music shows and stuff. Because it was like, Jimmy had these like piano music books, like the music from South Pacific and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
So we did Shall We Dance, but we did Shall We Mosh. That was our version.
No. You're not putting gin in my wine, it's Sunday.
And then I can't remember quite how it happened, but I bought a bass off, this is going to sound really mental, but I was in the Scouts when I was a teenager, and that was one of my absolute proper heavy metal educations from in that Scout group, because there were so many other kids into heavy metal, and some of them were a few years older than me that had awesome record collections and stuff. And I bought a bass and a little practice amp, a little Laney practice amp off one of the older kids in the Scout group, and my mate Tom, he bought a guitar. Do you remember those shops you used to get in Leeds where they used to, like, in the window you'd walk past and there'd be a fishing rod, an air rifle, and a guitar?
Yeah.
See booth and
yeah. And he bought a guitar from one of them, and we ended up forming a band. And his brother Jimmy, the pianist, but badgered his mum into buying him a drum kit. And within weeks, he was a phenomenal drummer. I mean, I listened to some of the stuff from like when we were teenagers, and bearing in mind he was 2 years younger than us as well. Yeah. And his drumming was ace. He's still drumming now, and he's fucking ace. But he don't do it seriously. He's got a proper day job and stuff.
What a loser.
But that's how it started. So just messing about on Dominic's organ. That sounds so wrong. We were all playing with Dominic's organ
at Scouts,
making beautiful music.
And when did the name Sasquatch come into play? Because of your head.
So I was in the kind of early 90s. I was in a prog band, and we're doing original stuff, and there was no money in it, but we were all skint. We were all peasants, and we wanted to have money to pay for demos and stuff like that. So with the same lineup, we did a covers band.
Yeah,
doing all the cliched classics. I mean, we were doing Smoke on the Water, All Right Now, Wishing Well, Summer of '69. We did throw in some good tunes as well, though. We were doing like Mr. Big by Free and stuff like that.
You mentioned a couple of good songs before, didn't you?
I mean, good solid tunes, but proper cover band cliche territory through and through. But we needed a name, and I don't know where it came from, but we ended up calling the band Sasquatch. And we did that band for a few years. We played around Huddersfield, because none of us are actually from Huddersfield. Because I'm from Bradford originally, and what have you. I don't admit it very often. But we did so many gigs around the Huddersfield area. We used to play in all the pubs around here. And but we did that for years. But then when I joined my first motorcycle club, there was another Bob in the club. And to differentiate between us, because I was in the band Sasquatch, people just started calling me Sasquatch Bob. and it stuck. It just
You
stuck.
see, I thought it was because you were a big hairy
Well, I
fucker.
think that might be why it stuck.
Yeah.
Because obviously I used to have thick flowing locks. And,
You still do,
no,
man.
No. As Paul once said, we were having a drunken argument once, trading insults, and Paul was like, "Your hair has no substance." And it was like that. That was the end of the argument. I had no comeback to that. That was it. That was it.
man,
Done.
Jesus.
So if Paul's listening to this, fuck you, Evans.
Yeah, Paul, that's a way to take a man down. Holy shit.
But yeah, so I think the hairiness thing, I think that's why the name stuck.
Yeah, I've learned something today. Like, I truly thought it's because you look like Harry from Bigfoot and the Hendersons.
Except a little teeny tiny
A little
version.
teeny tiny version. Little foot.
Oh no.
But yeah, so you've got lots of exciting shit coming up with Godthrymm, with Handsome Liars, Ozzbest dates coming up.
Yeah, Ozzbest. The next gig we're playing in Whitby for Gothfest.
I want to go to Whitby. I've never been.
You've never been to Whitby?
And I'm such a mosher.
Whitby is so cool.
I've heard this.
I love Whitby. There's some ace pubs.
I heard
good
it's
fish
got
and chips,
the
but
best.
not the Magpie.
I heard there's like the best fish and chips in the world in Whitby.
Not the Magpie.
No.
Magpie is where all the tourists go, but the fish and chips there are mediocre at best.
My brother-in-law, Andrew, or Monster. No.
Yeah.
He looks like a monster. Yeah, he loves Whitby.
A little monster or a big monster?
Big
Big monster.
He goes up there just to get fish and chips, but it's not the Magpie. I can't remember the name.
I did that once years ago. Back when I was with my ex-wife.
Sorry?
My ex-wife. I just had enough one day, and I'm going for fish and chips, and I jumped on my motorbike, and like several hours later, I got a phone call. Where the fuck are you? Like, I'm in Whitby having fish and chips.
I'll bring you some back. They're cold. And that's how she became the ex.
One of many reasons. But anyway, we're probably best not going to... You can edit that bit out. That's fine.
Oh, no, man. That's staying.
Whitby's very cool. And Gothfest is ace. Played it a couple of years ago with Godthrymm. We played at Whitby Pavilion, which is one of the bigger venues on the Gothfest scene. And Peter Hook was playing as well. So it was
The Light.
Yeah. Which
That's not
blew my mind because he had another bass player on stage with him. So he played all the little iconic, like high-end bass stuff that his band did. And the other bass player just did all the meat and potatoes bass playing stuff. It was very cool. I believe it was his son as well.
Nepotism.
It was very weird.
Nepotism, man.
But it was fantastic. But yeah, Ozzbest which is perfect. Ozzy, the Prince of Darkness. Yeah, Gothfest. And we're playing at the brewery, which is next to the Abbey as well. Sick. So very cool. So doing that next Friday. So by the time you put this online, we'll have probably already done it.
Well, was it good?
I'm gonna say it was fucking ace. One of the best gigs I've ever been to and ever played. And if you weren't there, you missed a treat.
Imagine if it's in the paper now, like Ozzbest ruined birthday party with nonce behaviour, fires, and the
Abbey collapses.
Yeah, it's a front page news, and you're there going, best night of my life.
I'm gonna have to make that happen now.
Before the massacre.
Forever known as the Whitby trauma.
So, would you say Sasquatch Bob is the greatest gig you've ever played?
Oh, fuck, man. Probably the most fun with Blunderbuss, which is one of my favourite bands I've ever been in, apart from the ones I'm in now, obviously. Of course, it was just a proper drinking man's rock band. Yeah. A little bit Motorhead, a little bit AC/DC, with Mark Yates from TerrorVision.
Lovely man.
Yeah. And it was ace. And we played, there was a very short-lived festival that they had in Scarborough called Beached. Mm-hmm. And they literally built a festival stage on the seafront.
In Scarborough.
Yeah.
Brave.
And the audience were on the beach, so you were on the seafront and they were on the beach, so you had the sea. So when you were on the stage, you were looking out over the sea with Scarborough Castle over to the left, and stunning. But we were supposed to be on around 6 o'clock, and they scheduled a break in the proceedings. Electric Eel Shock were on.
Oh, really?
That night. That was the first time I saw them, and they are genuinely one of my favourite bands in the world now. But so we were supposed to be the last band before they had the pause for the tide.
Yeah.
Because they had to have a break in proceedings while the tide came in and went back out again, and then everybody could reassemble on the. But apparently there'd been some sort of weird offshore storm, and it brought the tide in early, but also higher than it was supposed to come in. And at one point, the organizer of the event was sat on the stage with his head in his hands, crying because the waves were lapping over the sound desk. Because they'd got the sound desk and everything on a scaffold tower further down the beach. And the water was supposed to come under it, but it was actually lapping over the top of the desk. And it was like, this is a disaster. Anyway, eventually, but we'd been supposed to play before that.
Yes.
So we'd had a few beers, but we used to drink a lot when I were in that band.
Yeah.
We weren't one of those bands. Like now, I have 2 pint maximum before I go on stage. In them days, it would we'd go for a pub crawl before a gig and stuff.
Right.
So we'd had a few beers, but we kind of reined it in a little bit. But then when all this kicked off, there was like a 3-hour delay, and me and Mark got stuck at the bar.
Stuck at the bar.
Yeah, because the tide had come up, and like all the bar was like on scaffold.
Oh, so you literally
were. We were literally stuck. Yeah. So we could get between the stage area and the bar, but we couldn't really get any further than that.
Yeah.
And so we just carried on drinking. And then eventually somebody kind of went, oh, right, we can get bands back on now and everything's all right. And they'd managed to dry off the sound desk, and there were all sorts of traumas and tribulations going on. But they managed to dry off the sound desk, and we got back and said, and I thought we were going on for a line check. So I'd gone on and I would just messing around. And then the compere introduced us, and I'm like, we're actually, and then the drummer, I'm like, fuck! Yeah. But we were arseholed. Absolutely arse. But, and I've got to tell you this, and I'd forgotten about this until just now, but the coolest thing about that gig, we had a song called Rock Provider. It was written to be, the riff was basically Wheels of Steel by Saxon, but the chorus was, I'm your rock provider, a heavy metal easy rider, right? I mean, it was the most cliched thing you ever fucking did. But it was a bit of an anthem. It was like, this is our denim and leather or whatever.
Yeah.
But Mark came up with the bright idea, because we were playing at the beach, at the seaside. He got blunderbuss rock made, so we could actually provide rock. And it was black with blunderbuss written through it, and the label was the blunderbuss logo, the skull and crossbones.
Yeah.
That with give it some pasty, and during the gig we were actually handing them out to the crowd while we were playing the song.
That's
Rock
like Terrorvision
Provider.
money, innit? That's like Terrorvision money providing that rock.
There was no Terrorvision money in went into blunderbuss. It was very DIY.
That wouldn't go down well, like if it wasn't on the coast.
But it was so cool. Yeah, so we were singing Rock Provider, providing rock to the audience.
Perfect.
It was
absolutely
so good.
Beautiful, man.
So I think that's probably one of the funniest gigs I've ever played. Yeah.
Another question I'd like to ask people, I didn't get to ask Philly last week because I forgot, is biggest arsehole you've worked with in music? Band you've played with, something like that, person you've met?
Well, Callum aside.
Yeah.
I know this is a really terrible answer, but I've not worked with that many arseholes.
Not played a gig with a band and thought,
Meh, yeah. There haven't. That same festival, the opening band of the day was Lee Latchford-Evans from Steps. Had formed a rock band.
Hitch from Steps.
No.
Oh no! Oh
Lee.
no! Yeah.
He formed a rock band, and they were the opening band of the day.
No, he did not.
And he was a prick.
He's got like Looks like a horse.
Yeah, but it was like the band had assembled around him. They were like lifted from a heavy metal clothes catalogue.
Yeah,
they all had perfect hair, like like you can buy these off the shelf rock star jeans and stuff now.
Yeah,
this was long before that, obviously, but they were wearing that kind of stuff, like it had been tailor made to look rock and roll.
Yeah,
and they were fucking awful.
Of course.
And he was a real bell end as well.
You can tell. He looks really schmarmy.
Yeah. But other than that, the singer of because he was a lying, two-faced cunt. But anyway.
Controversial.
Yeah.
But that's the C word getting dropped. Good. That was a good answer. And I'm going to have to Google Lee Latchford-Evans
rock band.
Double-barreled last name.
Yeah.
Go eat a dick. But anyway, let's we're going to move on from music now, because that was a good place to put a full stop on it. I've got a question for you, Bob, as we're going into this ghost part of the chat. Do you, Sasquatch Bob, believe in ghosts?
I've been dreading this question.
If that's 2 for 2, I'm going
I don't know.
That's fine. That's a good answer.
My head and every rational fibre of my being says, no, of course not. We are basically an animal, we're meat with electrical impulses that control our thoughts. When that ceases to be, we just decay and we're gone, and that's it, But on the other side of that, I kind of do as well.
Damn right you do, man.
And I don't, and it bugs me that I kind of do, because it strikes me as being a stupid thing to think.
But so many people around the world do believe. I mean, I truly believe, and truly not believe that they've seen something, but know they've seen something that they can't explain and stuff.
I did Google something earlier because I was like, do you believe in ghosts? I can't remember what I Googled, but it basically said, was it 52% of Americans believe in ghosts or something? And there's a lot of Americans, so that's a lot of people that believe in ghosts.
Yeah, but then again, what was it?
But then again, more than half of them voted for Trump. So.
2 in 6? No, was it 2 in 6 Americans think chocolate milk comes from brown cows? But
we've got a lot of Americans this season, Mikey.
They're the ones who don't believe in ghosts.
We've got a lot of Americans this season.
Yeah, they're good ones.
Oh man,
that's done with that,
I didn't see that coming.
Well, the chocolate milk. I'd be on that udder all day long. But yeah, like you said, so 52% of Americans, and I'm sure, like in a lot of countries, it's even crazier. But it's like when you talk about flat earthers, let's say.
Oh yeah, they're all mental.
Yeah, and anybody you talk to who's a flat earther, they've got that look.
Yeah,
like that look.
I've yet to actually meet one in person and have that conversation.
Oh my god!
I've
great.
I've had been involved in like Facebook conversations and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but I've never actually had somebody say to me face to face, like, I believe the Earth is flat, and I'm not quite sure how I'd react if they did.
No, because it's just that it's provable that it's not.
Yeah,
it's.
I did see a video recently where a guy trying to prove the Earth's flat, and they've got these
yeah.
And he's like, oh shit, I've just proved the Earth's not flat.
This is gigs and globes.
Yeah, but it's like when they have the Flat Earth Society, so it says like 1 million members around the world.
Around the world.
Yeah. But you don't get that with people who believe in ghosts. Like the people, I talk to some people, and like from all walks of life. I know doctors. I was going to say vicars, but of course I believe in fucking ghosts.
Yeah, that's kind of the job.
That's it. But, like one of the freakiest stories, I think in season 1 was one that a policewoman told me, and like my own mother has told me stuff that scared the shit out of me, and that's my mum. And my mum is not a liar. I think she's incapable. Apart from when she's drunk, she once tried to convince me that she was actually Banksy.
All right, okay. Yeah.
It was amazing.
And is she?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah. She doesn't even know how to spell Banksy. But yeah, I just don't think Banksy.
I mean, there is a random pile of like weird spray stencils in the back garage.
There is that, but she's always been arty. But I just
think Bristolian accent.
It's Banksy.
Supposedly from
Oh, really? Okay. So it's not in from Art Attack then.
No, Massive Attack.
Massive Attack.
It's the guy from Massive Attack, supposedly.
I didn't know. I've not heard this.
No, maybe I should have told.
What's his
don't
name?
know.
What's his name? Buchanan.
Neil
Buchanan.
He's
Yeah,
a-
because
he's in a
everybody
metal
thought he was. Yeah.
Marseille.
Marseille, yeah. I remember when people thought
Get him
that
on.
would have been funny. Yeah, but yeah, with my mum.
Yeah, get Neil Buchanan on and ask him to his face.
Yeah,
are
you
Banksy?
Do us a big heart attack, man.
Yeah, across the lawn made out of felt tip pens.
But when my mum was claiming to be him, I just couldn't get my head around how she was like going, no, I am. I was like, Banksy is not a 4'10" Irish woman in her 70s. You know, it's just not going to be you, Mum.
No.
I doubt you'd be able to push the thing down. But my mum, she's told me amazing stories of
She might not be able to push the thing down, but I bet she can kick your ass.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, there you go, you see.
Yeah,
Never underestimate a small Irish woman.
Don't fuck with fairies, man.
They wear boots.
Exactly. But it's like my mum's told me some incredible stories from when she was like a nurse and stuff at St. Luke's.
Yeah.
And when she was a kid, like Ouija board stories. And you ever messed with a Ouija board?
Yes, and it scared the shit out of me.
Tell me, I want to hear this.
So there's a club in Bradford where me and the Sasquatch guys used to hang out, and we basically had our own key to the flat upstairs, and we used to go and like go up there and have a smoke and what have you, and just shut ourselves away for a bit. And one night we were all up there. We were all a little bit stoned, all a little bit drunk, and somebody decided to like, let's do a Ouija board, and we did. And it was the whole nobody could have been moving that the thing. And I mean, it's a long time ago, and I were a bit off my face, but I remember it scaring the living shit out of me. And the glass shot across the table and smashed on the wall, the glass that we were using on the Ouija board. And it was like, I don't care how much, because my rational brain says when you're doing a Ouija board, somebody is manipulating it, somebody's doing something to, but it was the way it just fucking started moving really violently.
Yeah, where you would have been able to see somebody actually doing that.
You'd have been able to tell if somebody was doing that.
Yeah.
But then the glass literally fucked off sideways and smashed on the wall. Yeah. And it's like the effort that would have taken for somebody to do that would have been blindingly obvious.
With your fingers as well.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, it had been saying some fucked up stuff before that, but I can't actually remember what it was. But what the thing was spelling out at the time was already a little bit kind of, this is weird. And then that happened. I'd forgotten about that until you just asked that.
Can you tell us what it was spelling out?
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. And there's no point in making some shit up.
Yeah, no, totally.
I honestly can't remember, but I do remember we were all kind of looking at each other a little bit. This is...
The colour draining from your face.
Yeah. But then that happened, and it was just like, fuck this. And we all just went back into the bar and like just tried to pretend it hadn't happened.
Yeah,
I think it was spelling out subscribe to Gigs and Guts.
Could have been.
Maybe. So it was also preempting the existence of Gigs and Guts, which is kind of doubly freaky, really.
Well, that's what happens in your world, man. But I've only done one once, and I didn't like it at all.
That's the only time I've done one.
I made it on a board, like it was like after hours sort of thing when we were doing up the parish, and there was like 4 or 5 of us did it, and honestly, every hair on my arm was up. It was like there was 2 people like, you see, that's what
I wouldn't do it again.
That's what I mean. It's like people, even who like Callum being a non-believer.
Don't call me that all the time.
A non-believer.
Yeah. But even you mess about with a Ouija board.
Fuck that.
Yeah, you see, so there's that's the thing.
I like lions, but I wouldn't put my head in a fucking lion den.
But you believe in lions.
No, that's a different story.
But do you? Yeah. Have you ever seen one for real?
How do you know lions are even real? Though?
Exactly.
Lions
it could just be
lions
clever.
Can't exist on a flat plane.
It could be really clever animation.
We're going off track.
Yeah. We are going off track. But yeah. So yeah, when we did one, and it was really creepy. It was really creepy. It was like saying how there was two people there. One didn't mind, the other one did not want us there, and it just creeped me the fuck out.
Yeah.
And ever since that day, I've just been really creeped out walking around that place, especially by myself. So fuck Ouija boards, man.
Yeah. But it's weird when you get a vibe in a certain place. It's like when I was I think it was about 17, 18, I worked at a pub in the village I grew up in. And I didn't believe in ghosts, didn't give a shit, just I was a teenager, cocky, and but it was an old coaching inn, like quite an old building, and it never had any bad vibes or anything like that. But the beer cellar was a different story altogether. It was absolutely terrifying. I remember, but it was really weird. Because you used to go down and go down for a case of beer or change a barrel or whatever. And you go down, do everything you wanted to do, and it was brightly lit. There was plenty of strip lights and all that kind of stuff. But there was this weird thing as you were coming up the stairs, go back up to the bar. It was like there was somebody behind you. You knew there was somebody behind you. You couldn't hear them.
It's that feeling, when it's someone.
You knew that, and it used to scare the living shit out of me every time, and I used to dread it as well. And I used to try and, because I worked there for quite a while, and I used to try and talk myself out of it. Don't be fucking stupid, just walk up the stairs, be a man, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'd get halfway up the stairs, and I'd get that feeling every time, and it used to. And anyway, this had gone on for a while. And eventually I mentioned it to Gary. There's a completely another podcast there in that guy. But we'll save that for another day. Okay. But I mentioned it to him and he went, oh yeah, there's a ghost. There is actually a ghost in the cellar. Has nobody ever told this? And I told you this. And I was like, no. And he says, yeah. And it was one of those, I can't actually remember what the story was, but it was like, there is a woman, when this used to be a coaching inn, that was actually the stable block down there that's now the beer cellar.
Yeah.
And there was a woman, she was trampled to death by a horse or something like, or run over by a carriage or something like that. And she's really angry. And they had seances there and all sorts of, and I didn't know any of this. No. But they'd actually had candlelit seances to try and talk to this woman and stuff. And I just had this freak, and I thought it was me being a bit mental.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what is the problem? Why can't I get all the way up the staircase without freaking out? And then they said, apparently this thing is, she doesn't want people to leave. There was something to do with the backstory that somebody had left her there while she was dying or something like that.
Right.
And it was like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's creepy.
So as I say, I don't think I believe in ghosts, but then shit like that happens.
Yeah, it's like,
and it kind of,
there's certain places where, we've had it with a few guests now when they talk about when they go to somewhere that's supposedly haunted, and you'll enter a certain room, and it's just a different vibe. The air feels a bit heavier.
Yeah.
The darkness seems a bit darker than it should be, and it's just this really uneasy feeling at all times. And it's like, yeah, there's got to be something about it. It's that energy that's caught, be it like when we talked about stone tape theory and stuff like that. It's just something like that that's just.
See, I heard that episode because I've listened to all of. I'm not going to say this. I'm not going to say this already. No, I am. I have listened to every previous episode of this. And I remember the stone tape theory when that came out. Was it Piper Dawes?
It was Carol, wasn't it? No, it's Carol.
Oh, no, Piper was in a band called Stone Tape Theory.
Is that right? Yeah. But I remember hearing it and I was like, I've never heard this before.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
This actually sounds plausible.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, on Piper's episode, the ghost story from her house.
Oh.
fuck me. I still think about that to this day. I'm really not happy about that. And it might be a fucking kids. Ghost children, man. Especially black-eyed children. They piss me off. And they're real because it's made the papers.
Yeah, it was in the Sunday Sport and everything.
Actually, it was a Daily Star, and it was front cover twice.
You know, one of my favourite ever Sunday Sport stories was when they had the was it Lancaster bomber found on the moon?
Yeah.
And then like all these like astronomers and stuff were like writing in going, bullshit, we're looking at the moon now, it's not there. And then the story the week after or a fortnight later was Lancaster bomber disappears from moon.
It must be such a good newspaper to write for.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh,
do you not remember the?
I know about it.
Oh, it's fantastic. Even now, like stories like I put 30 cream eggs up my butthole.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah,
it's like the Onion, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's like the Onion.
No, because it has some real stories too.
Oh right, so they're not fully satire.
No,
Right.
and they don't claim to be satire in the slightest. It's just great. But
The cream eggs thing, I did have a mate who had a competition. Who was in a band, and you know when you're bored in the back of a van coming back from a gig and stuff, you know, a long way. And they had a competition to see how many mini cheddars they can fit under the foreskins.
How many?
I don't know. I could ask him. Yeah, I'll get back to you on that one.
I don't know. My brain. Did you eat them after?
I didn't.
Did he?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Cheesy cheddars. Anyway, ghosts. Right. So
I'm haunted by that story. Does that count?
I was thinking we were talking about my old ghost Jeff from the house that's now being sold, and I was watching some videos on YouTube, and I decided one of the things I hate most with some ghosts is the knocking. Have you seen
Yeah, I'm aware of the knocking. Yeah,
it's just. Have you ever seen? Is it called the Blackwell Ghost? It's like fake documentary thing, but there's 7 versions. And it's pretty realistic, man. It's pretty scary. And like,
is it as realistic and scary as the Blair Witch Project?
Oh, it's better than that, man. Yeah, have you seen Lake Mungo?
No,
that makes you cry. But yeah, it's just. It's always the knocking videos which seem to get me. I don't know if it's because of Jeff being a knocker. Fart knocker. But, what's with all the knocking, man? You know, it's like they purposely want to freak you out by just going... It's never nice knocking.
Just going to fuck with your head.
Yeah, it's never nice knocking. Like, the amount of times I was like woken up or just be like talking to my dog and have Jeff bang on the bedroom door or the wall or like the front door sometimes. What a dick.
Do you remember the BBC thing? The
Ghostwatch.
Ghostwatch. Yeah. I watched that with a brief ex-girlfriend many years ago. Well, when it was broadcast, which was a long time ago. Something like that. Yeah. And I not blowing my own trumpet or anything, but I twigged fairly quickly, like most rational thinking people, that it was a setup and but she was completely bought into the whole thing. She was totally drawn into it and was like on the edge of her seat, like so into it. And where she lived, there was like, it was one of those old kind of houses where there's the living room and then there's a tiny little hall with a staircase going upstairs, and then there's the kitchen and there's a door between. So you've got like that little bit between the two rooms. She'd gone into the kitchen to get something, and she was really shitting herself. And I thought it'd be really funny to scare her. So I went and stood on the steps in the dark, and as she came back out of the kitchen, I just went, "Whoa!" And you know, when
she
people
died
collapse, you know when people collapse and they go that way or they go that way, or she went like that, just like a concertina. And it was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, I digress.
So you watched the Inside Number 9 thing with the live episode where they kind of recreate that, not the girlfriend falling over.
We've watched Inside. I thought
the live episode was basically an homage to Ghost.
Ghostwatch. If you've never seen Ghostwatch, people, you should really get on it.
Should, because it's ace.
There's a product of its time. I have.
I don't remember it anyway.
He is a ghost. He's a ghost. But would you like to see a picture of a ghost?
Ooh. Is this the picture?
This is the picture,
yes,
man. This is the picture.
That's the only reason I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my glasses on for this.
I get a lot of people going, can I see the picture?
Yeah.
No. Soon, once I get Brad on the show, I've been talking to Brad a lot this week, so I'm going to get him on soon.
Yes, I do want to see this picture. Are you going to tell the story first, just to set the scene?
Do you know the story?
I've heard the story.
I watch every episode.
Oh, well, yeah. I'm going to take a guess that most people who listen to this have heard the story, but maybe we've got a new listener.
Edited highlights. A new listener.
Maybe 50.
We've got a new subscriber.
Sasquatch, have we?
On YouTube.
Hey!
We made it, mama! Well, no,
we can monetize this shit.
Well, the story is Brad from Florida in a band called The Attack, fantastic street punk band. When they were on tour, they stayed at what was a haunted hotel, an empty hotel at the time. They were the only guests, and he's on a video chat to the old missus and stuff like that. Something gets caught when he's pissing about, like, ooh, haunted hotel, because he didn't believe in ghosts until this point. But a picture was taken while he was pissing about that changed his mind about ghosts. So, Bob,
I need to see this.
Gem's on.
Yeah.
My favourite ever ghost picture.
What the actual fuck? I mean, seriously, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No one else there, right?
No
one else there.
It's like, that's the thing. It's like every guest we got on, even like the ones who like say that they don't believe, they see that picture and they all have the same reaction.
It's part of the picture. Because
I've heard you tell this story and show this picture.
You haven't seen it in real life yet.
But I'd not seen the picture, and I was like, really? How
good could it be?
Yeah, that's mental. That is actually mental.
A new one,
yeah, he was been telling me that he's actually got a new one. He's trying to find out that he goes. I'd say it's even better. So I'm very excited.
Wow,
about seeing this picture.
And when he reveals it, we can say it's all on YouTube. They'll have to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Yeah, exactly. Only
well, you can watch YouTube videos without subscribing. I don't know if you know that's
how
it works.
What is this voodoo?
Get in the fucking sea.
Yeah, I know.
That's where the internet is.
Yeah, it is.
But Bob, so going back to ghosts. It's all right, Callum. Sit down. Have you had any more ghostly experiences? We've got the Ouija board there. You've got the carriage house.
Only one more I can think of.
Let me hear.
So in the late 80s, I used to help out at rehearsal studios in Bradford, the bottom of Little Germany, and the big old mill buildings there, and so there's a lot of history in a lot of those buildings. And I used to lock up, and it was like multiple floors. There was a lift that used to go up, and at the end of the night, you used to
go down as well.
Yes,
good lift that.
Weird lifts. Yeah, yeah.
Lifts and gifts.
Lifts and ghosts.
Is that Stiegel? There's a free.
Oh, is it the alcohol-free one?
It's a free beer.
Oh no.
Bob's just noticed some beer. So.
I just spotted that because I've spent a lot of time in Austria over the years, and I've got a real thing for Austrian beer. And I just spotted some Stiegel in there, but it's the alcohol-free version. So what's the point of that?
No, anyway, let's back to the story.
So at the end of the night, used to go up to each floor in the lift, make sure all the rooms were empty, turn all the lights off, turn all the power off, and everything. Top floor. I'm going to try and explain it. It's kind of relevant. I sort of need to explain the layout a little bit. So the top floor, there was what they'd done is they'd got this big open space and they'd put a partition wall down one side and then divided it into rooms. So it's like a corridor with rooms off. But the end one, they'd not got round to finishing yet. So it was just like an open space with a partition wall that ended with a gap where there would eventually be a door. And so all the rehearsal rooms were locked up, everybody had gone, all the lights were off, all the power was off. and I noticed the light was on. So when all the rehearsal rooms were busy, they used to sometimes stick a band round that corner. It wasn't a proper rehearsal room. But sometimes they'd stick a band round that corner. And I noticed the light was on round that corner. And I could hear a conversation. Clear as day, two people talking. And as I got closer, I could actually see the shadows on the far wall, the outside wall of the mill that I was walking towards. There were clear shadows of people stood there. And as I walked round the corner, going, "Come on, you're supposed to be out of here by now. You know, I'm locking up." There was nobody there, and the conversation stopped instantly. And it was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
you know, and it wasn't even like it was a conversation coming through the wall from next door, because the walls were like 4 foot thick or whatever, big old Yorkshire stone walls. It was clear as day. There were two people stood in that space having a conversation. I could see the shadow from the strip light reflect on the stone wall. I could hear their voices clear as day. And as soon as I walked around the corner, they weren't there anymore. They were gone. And yeah, that freaked me the fuck out.
Is this really thing? Any thoughts on EVPs? Is it electronic voice phenomena?
Exactly vice versa.
No. It's like where you know, you might be over static
evacuation protocol.
Yeah, like might be like you use like use spirit boxes and stuff. And
electronic voice phenomena.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's like and like, you know, you'll hear something like static, but then it picks up words or picks up voices. And I find it really interesting because, you know, some of the stuff that's out there. But I think what really freaks me out with that is I've talked to some people about it, and they've had it on like the phone ring, and like the phone is just like lots of, but really quietly they'll hear a voice, but it's somebody from their family who's passed away. It's like,
oh no way.
And it's like this being like,
this is a thing.
Yeah, like completely. It's like it's like
radio waves and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like voice messages left on phones and stuff. And like, honestly, go on YouTube and just get into EVPs, because some of the things are freaky. One that is weird is that I found was Robin Williams. And I'd say, you know, we think we've picked up the ghost of Robin Williams, and like, and he said,
if anybody in this world is going to come back as a ghost just to wind people up to fuck, it's going to be Robin Williams.
But yeah, but
you're scared there.
but yeah, and it's like you listen to it, and it does sound like it really faintly in the background
on your phone like that.
Yeah.
No.
But it's like it's also quite sad. But it's like some of the things that it's saying, and it's like going, yeah. I've been going down that rabbit hole of EVPs at the moment, and I always do it at the wrong time.
I've never heard of this.
Oh mate, it's fantastic. There's a great horror film about them actually called White Noise, which you should check out, which is really good.
But Williams actually went above and beyond before his death to make sure that his voice would never be replicated by like AI or anything like that.
He made all sorts of clauses in his will and things about like you cannot generate me.
I mean, they can.
And then he goes, because he's still doing them on the EVPs now. He can get his own money, his own spirit money. So yeah, EVPs is something I've been really
not AVP, because that's dog shit.
No. And EVPs. I mean, listeners at home, honestly, go check some of these out, because some of it is just really creepy. Because I can't remember what made me think about that as well. I can't remember if it's someone I was talking to.
Ghost.
Yeah, but or it's something I watched. It was somebody said they didn't believe in ghosts until they heard their dead uncle sigh in the room. Like, as clear as day, I'd just be sitting there and heard the sigh, but it was their uncle's sigh. And it was like, God damn.
Must have had a very distinctive sigh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant it was called Simon.
No.
My Uncle Si.
My Uncle Si. Oh, hey, Charlie, how you doing there, boy? Hey, Uncle Si. What are you doing here? You're dead. But yeah, so things like that. I've got Tim from Mr. Shiraz coming up soon.
Oh, nice.
Because weirdly, one of the people I thought when I started this thing, it was like, you know, Tim would be like, fuck off, ghost.
Is Tim not a believer?
Tim is a believer.
Oh,
and he's told me some stories that I've told on here. And yesterday he was telling me about a new ghost incident at his house, which I'll let him tell when he comes on. But poor boy, he's got it going on in Benham.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Up in Allenbury, but it's like Michelle, his missus, told him just as they were about to go to bed. He's like, "Why have you told me now? Why are you telling me? I'm about to turn the light off. Don't tell me this sort of shit." But he's had
3 p.m., not 3 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Tim's got some great ghost stories, so I'm looking forward to getting him on.
Oh, nice.
Just like I was going back to before, it's like the amount of people who you don't expect to be believers who actually are or have a great story and stuff like that. So.
And you'll be able to ask him about what he's doing in bands as well, and you'll be able to ask him all about the exciting stuff Mr. Shiraz are doing.
Oh yeah, but it's better than that because I know quite a few tour stories of Tim because I was in the room at the time.
You were in the room. Oh, so that's a recipe for disaster.
He should be worried.
Yeah.
But oh no! Nothing's getting taken out of that episode, man. That's all happening. But yeah, unless you've got any more stories you want to tell, Bob.
I have no more ghost stories, I'm afraid. No.
Has the photo made you more of a believer?
Yes,
I have a reaction.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed by it.
Yeah.
I'll say that. It's because, like I was saying before, it's like when I've listened to you talk about that before, it was like really, but and I know you give this guy credibility as well because it's all right when it's second hand.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Because you know the guy, I don't know the guy, so for me it's like whatever. But you give him credibility, you believe him, and that kind of yeah.
I mean, Brad's a good dude. He's not just like some drunk punk. He's a bit older than me. He owns a Enemy Inc. merch.
Is he a drunk punk?
Enemy Inc. merch. I mean, he outdrunk me in Florida. Really outdrunk me. I remember him driving me back to my hotel, and I'm trying to keep a conversation with him, but I could feel that I kept on falling asleep. And he'd taken me out everywhere. They like to five and drive over there, don't they?
Is that the thing?
Yeah. But he did stop and get me a slice of pizza to wake me up.
Nice. But, I mean, that doesn't... I mean, like, because years ago, when I used to go to Austria a lot on the motorbike and what have you, went to a motorcycle rally in the Alps, and a friend of mine, he had his 14-year-old son with him, and we were at this rally for the weekend, and at 5 o'clock in the morning, there was only me and Wolf Jr. still... How cool is that?
Great
is it Big Wolf and Little Wolf, dad and son, Wolfgang. And at like 5 o'clock in the morning, everybody else is passed out, like unconscious in the bar or gone back to the tents or whatever. And Little Wolf is 14-year-old, and I could fucking drink then as well. I'm a complete lightweight these days, but I could drink then. And we'd been going pint for pint, or half litre or whatever. Over there, And at like 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm like seeing 6 of everything, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to bed. And this 14-year-old kid goes, "Good night, old man."
Ouch! Ouch! There you go. Schooled.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's grown up to be one of the coolest guys. He's 30 now. And he is genuinely one of the coolest guys you could ever meet.
He's called Wolf. Of course he's going to be. Yeah.
But he's got a big beard, and he's a social worker, but a social worker who means it rather than one of them box ticking.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's super cool.
You just remind me of one thing I wanted to ask you, which, sorry, we were about to end then. I just remember.
Go for it.
Because it was because he called Sasquatch Bob.
Yeah.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
I kind of think I do. Oh,
me too, man!
I believe in everything. We're in Germany with the.
If you've got a video of a Bigfoot on you, man, I'm gonna lose my shit because I saw a cool.
I need to put my glasses on for this.
I think it was on like in the metro or something the other day, and they had a link to a video of Sasquatch. Somebody was on a train and filmed it out the window because he saw something, and it's like Bigfoot.
I thought you meant that the Bigfoot was on the train.
Yeah. Please. Would you like a peanut? Let's see.
We'll fill the dead end.
Is that your dick?
Have you got to zoom
What
in?
is that?
Ooh. I think the microphone to pick up the audience. You can show the camera.
Why is that?
That's the Sasquatch in the woods.
Is that you?
Yeah.
It's actually you. It's actually you.
Your arms look mega long. That's not bass playing fingers.
Right. You sold that really well.
I thought so too.
But yeah, so you do believe in the Bigfoot.
That was in the woods in Germany where we were just like, we need to recreate the Sasquatch moment.
Yeah.
The film,
Yeah.
I was going to say it's a Bruder film, but that's not that.
But you do believe in Bigfoot.
I think I do, yeah.
And other cryptids?
What?
Other cryptids?
Cryptid is
Like you know, these
cryptid
creatures,
means
certain creatures are out there.
cryptozoology.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. I'm because I'm not.
Loch Ness Monster.
Oh, right. The Loch Ness Monster, I think I used to believe in it, but probably not so much now because I think if it existed, we'd have found it with modern technology. Because a lake, even though it's a really fucking big lake.
Really big lake.
A lake is a very small piece of
Loch Ness is massive.
geography to try and look at. Yeah. But I think we'd have found it if it were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there wouldn't just be one, there'd be a family, there'd be...
Yeah, Nesses.
Yeah.
You'll never feel Nessie.
It was all lockdown.
Hey, I like what you did
No.
there.
No, we're not having that on this podcast. You keep those puns in your stupid fucking pocket. But yeah, no, like cryptids are also really cool to look into because I believe. I mean,
But I think I do believe in Sasquatch because it exists in so many cultures as well.
Yeah.
Where, you know,
Yeah, the abominable snowman.
the Yeti, the Sasquatch, and it's not just different names for the same thing. It exists in different cultures, so it's so I kind of
And you know, it doesn't sound outside the area of like believability because it's just a big fucking hairy thing, and giraffes exist.
and giraffes are the most insane thing on the fucking planet.
Like we could.
It's like a deer that somebody stretched.
Well, not only that, it's like gigs and giraffes. Like this is right. Like it's so weird how they tell another giraffe that they want to mate is they headbutt them in the crotch, right, over and over, really violently.
And they're so badly designed. They can't put the head down for too long because otherwise all the blood rushes to the brain and the brain explodes.
They don't have vocal cords, so they don't make a noise, but they've got a massive neck. They've got these weird antenna things, which are like unlike any other animal on Earth.
No purpose.
No purpose at all.
The animal kingdom is fucking insane.
When they have a baby, they don't just like lie down and like get the baby out. It just drops.
It drops.
It
and
drops.
then runs off.
And then runs off.
I need you to narrate like David Attenborough.
It's like
Blue Planet, as narrated by Mikey.
It's like, so, if that exists, then the Bigfoot exists, right?
Yeah.
If that exists, then unicorns exist. Because unicorn is a horse with a horn.
What the fuck is it? Jellyfish.
Yeah. Sorry?
How do jellyfish exist? Because they're like 99% water. They swim in water. Why don't they just...
And they can just
dissolve?
kill you like that.
Yeah.
Dicks. Wow, we live on Earth and it's freaky. And people
mental.
And people don't believe in ghosts and Sasquatches. But
Ghost animals? Are they?
yes.
Well, I was thinking about this earlier, actually, because I was thinking, because like the whole ghost thing, right? So it's always Roman centurions or...
If you're going to do are you going to do the dinosaur thing?
No, I'm going to do...
I do have the answer for that.
No, I'm going
to...
No, I'm going to go all Carl Smith and go like factory farmed animals.
Yeah.
There's a bazillion of them that have been slaughtered in horrific ways.
Yeah.
Why aren't they ghosts?
Maybe they are.
So maybe they're just mooing at us all the time and we don't know fuck all about it.
There's lots of levels at which we can't hear, we can't see, we can't smell. Who knows what we're missing out on? It's like I saw a really sweet ghost video of a family dog the other day, which made me cry.
Of course it did. It was about a dog.
Yeah. Bawled my eyes out.
Look, you're filling up now thinking about it.
And you can see it on the YouTube.
Oh shit, I keep forgetting there's a camera.
Put your dick away. Well, yeah. Sorry.
Do elephants exist?
No.
Do really small elephants exist?
But yeah, I'd say we've got on some tangents on this episode. But Bob, as I said, thank you for joining me on Gigs and Ghosts. I've
had an absolute blast.
I'll no doubt I'll see you very soon because
No
I
doubt.
see you all the time anyway.
Yeah.
Be it playing in a band or at a gig or doing.
I worked out the other day that since COVID,
Yep.
because obviously been in a million bands, but I've not actually done that many gigs because I've been really busy with other stuff. Only just joined Handsome Liars, Godthrymm were recording the album and what have you. 20% of all the gigs I've done since lockdown have been at the parish.
You are welcome.
In 7 different bands.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
We worked
yeah.
out you played there in more bands than anybody else. So it's just
I think I should get a medal. You know, like Muttley used to go like wanting a medal. Yeah.
more like Jim will fix it. Now then.
Yeah.
He's a ghost.
Yeah. Awful ghost.
No, he's a bad ghost.
Yeah.
A bad ghost.
But thank you very much for joining me. It's been
My
a pleasure
pleasure.
having you on.
Yeah, I've enjoyed every minute of it. It's
Good.
been an absolute blast.
Well, that's been episode 2 of season number 3 of Gigs and Ghosts. I hope you've all enjoyed. Do subscribe and all that sort of shit. Tell your friends. If you do have any ghost stories, let me know. Send them in because I like to read your stories or any links you've seen to anything cool that might freak me the fuck out. That's a grudge. Yeah, so do.
Almost lost my cool.
I can't remember who the next guest is, but it'll be a good one. Trust me there. So thank you. It might be. I might try and get one at Yanks on.
Wow.
Because I want to talk about chocolate milk.
Is it true that you all think?
Yeah, so that's been Geeks and Ghosts, season 3, episode 2. See you all next time. Stay spooky. Ooh.
I wasn't recording the whole time.
Thank fuck.